Hello? Come. What? Day. Normal episode. Saturday, as always. I totally have never done anything different ever in my life. It's only ever been Saturdays. We're to continue. Mr. Barbatos. Thus far, we've got Wake Up Barbatos. Well, it's kind of hard for him to wake up. He doesn't have legs yet. But we're going to fix that so that he does have legs so he can get up. So we looked at the insert page. I'll have to wait. Sorry, I got distracted by the various, like, plastic bits that are scattered around, you know, like the old plastic bits that are just scattered around my desk. I should collect them. I should put them in a jar, and then someday I will melt them down into something. All of my, like, plastic connector. I've thought about that sometimes. But I also totally shouldn't. That'd be a terrible idea. Not what's important. It's important is not whether or not it's a good idea. It's would it be funny? And that I wholeheartedly. But I've also been barking in, and yeah, I could just make a candle out of. I don't think it would melt very well because the melting point is definitely much higher than wax. But it would be funny though. Make a candle out of spring. Maybe I could mix it with wax and see what happens. But then when the candle, like, finishes, then I just have, like, a pile of Gundam bits, because the melting point is a lot higher than wax. So, I don't know. Maybe I'll try it. Also, it would just smell like burning plastic. Which, not the most... At least I would approve it, but I don't think my roommates will. I don't think. Well, put a little LED light in it, maybe. Yeah, have it be one of those, like, fake candles. I did talk about playing the Gundam TC last week. Having fun. I've actually been looking at some of the releases that are slated to come out this year. I was looking, like, I knew they were gonna come out with a new set and also structure decks in July. I did know that, but I was looking a bit more into structure decks and all that actually entail. The other thing is they're, like, doing a kind of collab thing with Gundam Assembled, which is going to be their, like, top strategy game. So they're basically making Gundam Hammer, but that's, like, a whole separate game that I think is not till next year. But apparently you get, like, these are the little assemble units if you buy some of the structure, like the premium versions of decks for the TCG, which I guess it really doesn't like do a lot gameplay wise. It kind of is just like a fun little thing. But I do respect it. Yeah, the miniatures coming out with the decks are crazy. I'm like, huh. I guess they are doing that. But you know, like it doesn't really affect anything gameplay wise. Just get like fun little like gun. Legit, you could, yeah, definitely could. I will probably at least some. I think there is one of the structure decks is going to be Gundam Wing, and so they have like a Gundam Wing guy. Yeah, you could legit just like pull up to your Warhammer game and whip out a gun tank. No one will stop you. You could literally just show up, be like, okay, I deploy my gun tank. Or you could probably use and then for actual Warhammer armies. But I think it's fun that they do that. I think it's fun that they do that. Even though I don't think I will be playing the minis game. Mostly because I can't stand Warhammer. Like, I feel like I have an even lower tolerance for like wargaming than I do card gaming. I'm not really a card gamer. I never really have been. I never really have been a card gamer. But I like some card games. Like I can. His gunpla are not ready for the pricing of Warhammer. I don't know, man. Gunpla is already expensive. Gunpla is not cheap. Though I will say, compared to some of the Warhammer prices, it is crazy. I look at some Warhammer models, and I'm like, I could get a Gundam this size for half the price. Because they have Warhammer models that are like Master Grade size. I mean, obviously the scaling isn't the same, but they have Warhammer models that are like roughly Master Grade size, and they're like $120. I'm like, what? And they're not painted, and you have to glue them. I'm like, what do you mean? Spoiled by Gundam. I'm just spoiled by Gundam. So, I can't really say who's worse, Stop or Bandai. Both are pretty, both are pretty price gougy. Both being the sole, maker of the thing that they. I'm like, you know, I feel like there's a reason why there isn't a lot of overlap between Warhammer fans and Gundam fans, and it's like, you gotta choose one form of plastic to and to sink all your money into. No one can be into both without facing, utter financial. I feel like you gotta pick one. Or else it is quite you. At least over free financial. I thought it was. The other thing that they're adding color. I'm not necessarily. I thought with the colors that already exist, the range of mechanics is already solid. I like what they've got going on. Colors there are, because you end up with kind of a fun type of looking at different combinations, triangle going on. But I'm a little afraid that they're just gonna keep adding mechanics and guys. Like, part of me is like, I mean, I already don't do that. One of the few other card games I've played is Fire Emblem Cypher. And the way Fire Emblem Cypher does things is each Fire Emblem game, like, is its own color, and thus its own faction. And so I guess in Fire Emblem, you're, like, meant to play one color at a time and flash some other color. Like, not as incentivized to play multiple colors. But in Gundam, you have to, like, you can play monocolor, but the game is, honestly, you're playing at a disadvantage if you play mono, at least at this stage. I'm sure once, like, more sets come out and stuff, there'll be for people who want to play monocolor, but at least the game where it's at now, like, monocolor is very hard to do well, unless you get really good at it. And so not too sure. So, like, in Fire Emblem, color is like a game and has their own mechanics because it's that game, and that's like its faction. Versus Gundam, it doesn't look like they're doing that because already, like, the colors have like Gundam series in them. Like, white is both Gundam Seed and Witch from Mercy. Blue is Born, but also like Earth Federation from Mobile Suit Gundam, and Gundam Wing, and which is pretty cool. But and so I'm like, I really hope they don't just keep for Gundam series, because that would be insane, and I think that would get a little messy. A little bit what happened in Cypher is that, like, certain colors ended up being powerful. The game did get discontinued. They could, like, really fix that mechanically. But, you know, I hope they don't do something like that with Gundam. But I don't think they will. They're already setting up that it's not. Plus, the new color that's coming out, red, is probably going to be Xeon. That's kind of funky, because Xeon is already, truly, I know they wanted to release Char in the, like, first beta set, because it's literally Char. But the fact that they made Char green is so... The fact that they released Char as a green unit, and then the new set that's bringing red, that's introducing red to the game, that's gonna be Xeon. Which makes sense. Like, it makes sense that Xeon's green, but it also makes sense that Xeon's red. And I'm like, they could, like, just release another Char card that's within, like, the red faction. Because, like, it's literally Char. That's his whole thing. Is that he red Comet, and that's, like, everything he does has to be red. Did get some reveals for the red cards. Yeah, they have neat aggro effects. I think they're cool. I think the red's gonna be cool. And I will probably pick up Structure Decks. Because I don't think I'll get the, like, premiums, like, with for the Structure Decks, but I will at least probably get all of the Structure Decks just to have them and play them. I'll probably only get the minis for, like, the wing one. Yeah, one command is a 1 cost damage that pings 2 damage to anything. Yeah. Crazy. Like, I remember kind of, like, predicting a little bit, where I was looking at Red, and I was seeing what they were announcing, like, what series that they're announcing to be for Red, and they're going, like, Neo Xeon, which I think is cool. Because I think the two headliners are, like, Zaku and Sinanju. I think is neat. I was like, I wonder if it'll have, like, a burn-like effect, where it's kind of like Breach, but for other units, where you damage standing units, which is pretty. Because there, I think, is exactly one card that lets you damage standing units right now, and that's like Big Wing. Essentially related. Have you looked into Mecha Break? They're wearing their influences on their sleeve with Earth versus Colonies and a major energy. Just be like a black Gundam. Yeah, probably. I've looked into Mecha Break a little bit. My PC probably cannot run it. I've tried looking at it. I don't have like a big fancy game. I have a laptop that's just like a solid good laptop. Like I have like 16 RAM and like 1 terabyte storage. Yeah, it's like a good laptop, but I don't have an external graphics card, and gotta try the beta test. So fun, yeah, man. I've been watching people play it though. It looks really cool. I like it conceptually. I don't know, man. Analog gamer, yeah. Mostly because, I'm not gonna lie, I just don't play a lot of, like... There's a point in my life where I wanted nothing more than to have, like, build my own big fancy gaming PC. But then I realized, like, how little, like, big ticket games I actually play. Because it's also, like, I have consoles. And so... a lot of the, like AAA company games that I play, I'm not gonna lie, a lot of them are Nintendo, so I just have like my Switch. But I also have a PlayStation, so I'm like, that covers like most of the like big title games I want to play. There are very few like big games that I want to play that I have to like play on PC. And so I just like have not found it in me to justify dropping like 2K on a gaming PC. I'm like, I thought about it for so long, and then I was like, how much am I actually gonna like use this? Because most of the games I play are like indie games. I mostly play like smaller games and indie games, which my computer can run either I can run on a console or my computer can run just fine. It's only intense games like I know Wilds has also come out. Games like that I cannot run on my PC. Like Wilds has been one of the few things that it's like maybe I should get a PS5. Or maybe I should actually get it. But I do think Mecha Break's really cool. I'll definitely be watching people play it. I don't really think I can handle it because I don't have an external GPU. It's just like built-in graphics card. Hell, whatever graphics card. So yeah, I can't really run anything like super like visually intense like that. I do think it's really neat, and I thought it is like very obvious Gundam inspired. I remember seeing one of the mechs in it, and I'm like, this is just a Barbatos recolor. This thing kind of just looks like a Barbatos recolor. But I do respect it though, because Barbatos is cool. So I do love Armor game. I do play. I haven't finished it. I do play theoretically someday. That I have on play. And Mech Break's pretty talking about Mech Break because I will be my character. Others I do decide to just drop several $1,000s on a gaming PC. Armored Core inspired designs, definitely. I can definitely see a little bit of the Armored Core designs. One of the things I like about Armored Core is that they are like they have the more traditional like Gundam, the more traditional humanoid looking guys, but Armored Core is not afraid to get freaky with it, which I really respect. And I like when they do that sometimes. They have like mechs, because you're not limited to just humanoids. So I do like a lot of the like I accidentally top to people. Don't worry, it's not like I am hurt, but I am inadvertent. I clip. Temporary. I get my actual cut my nails anyway. And I don't paint them as often anymore. I want to, but I like haven't. Just really. I've also been playing the violin again, at least trying to. So I have to keep my nails short regardless. Finally, nail care stream. Yeah, maybe someday. Maybe I have ideas now for April this year. Maybe I'll just do a stream where we do my nails. That actually feels like it. And part of me is like, what if I just use like Gundam? I have sandpaper. I have a polish block. Like I could do it. I technically could do it. Though it may damage my. Probably not. But I think it would. Maybe I'll paint Barbatos' nails. Barbatos' little thingies. There's his little nails to paint. That could be. Barbatos and I will do our nails together. That might be. Yeah. I think another thing I wanted to pitch is a paint Barbatos' nails. That's exactly what I was saying. I'm gonna paint Barbatos' nails. The other thing we were thinking about pitching. I think it would require a lot of planning and setup, but it would be funny though if I just like made fried rice on stream. I think that would be. Oh yeah, speaking of funky neck designs, I've just been trying to figure. I watched the new Gundam movie. I also learned how it's pronounced. It's pronounced Equox. I was kind of just saying like Gundam, whatever, Gundam, whatever it is, but it's Gundam Fox. I now know, and I did think it was kind of funny that even characters in the but I thought it was fun. I thought it was a good movie. I'm not going to spoil anything about it because I think if you're interested, you should go see it because it's very beautiful and well animated. It's animated by it's a joint production with Studio Kara, which is the studio that makes the Evangelion movie. Because it was formed by Hideaki Anno and a few other main staff members from Gainax who worked on Evangelion, and they just their own studio. Yeah, the G-Duck Wax. That's exactly what it is. And you can a little bit tell that it was in fact designed by like Yokara because it looks a lot more. It somehow looks more humanoid than other Gundam. Very, very sleek. They love their sleek mech designs, which I do too. I think a lot of my taste mech designs with influence by how much I like Evangelion. So yeah, I watched Gundam Wax. It is like an intro movie to an anime series set in April. I will be watching. Wax join the Japan Hero universe with Kamen Rider, Godzilla, Ultraman, and Eva Unit 01. I think it will because it is like Hideaki Anno does have a writing credit on it. Like they totally could have it just be part of the gang, collecting in them all. Kamen Rider, Godzilla, Man, and I think that's exactly what's gonna happen. Technically, Hideaki Anno did work on that, and you can tell a little bit. Like the art style is a little bit, what's it? The build art style, but it's very unique. It's very interesting, very colorful. I dig it. I really like it. Man. Now I have like a literal time limit to watch Witcher Mercury Season 2. because a whole new Gundam anime is coming out, and I have to be with it, especially since it's literally like worked on by Hideaki Anno, like legally. This is made in the lab for me. I have to. And it's got gay people. What could I want? I really should finish. Which I watched entirely Gundam series coming out. I really liked the movie. I thought it was pretty sick. I was like, I don't know what I was expecting. Marketing. Only I didn't really watch any trailers for it because I don't watch a lot of trailer things, honestly. I just feel like sometimes the trailer parts of the movie, I'm like, I'm just not. And all trailers kind of look the same. Especially since I don't, like, I knew I was gonna watch this movie no matter what. So I was like, I don't need to see it. But I didn't. I think about it, I Buster. Which the main characters in Mecha? Yeah. Dumb, earnest, and super serious girl dynamic is, yeah. But I like that though. Machu is very charming. I really liked Machu's. I don't really think Machu was, but Machu's got something wrong with her, but in a way that I think is fun. I don't think Machu is dumb. I feel like she is distinct, even though she also has a red color palette like Soletta. I feel like she's distinct enough from a character like Soletta. Like, Soletta is incredibly naive and sheltered, but that was like on purpose. So like, with Soletta, she was just insanely naive to the point where she stood out amongst everyone else. Like, it was weird how naive she was compared to the other characters, which I thought was interesting. And that aspect I can fix. Yeah, I literally can. There's something wrong with her, but in like a charming way. I like her. She doesn't like, she has like a hint of naivety, but because she's like a literal teenager, it's like the kind of naivety you would expect from someone who's a teenager. But she's not like stupid. She's not stupid. Like, she's pretty good at like figuring, at least from the impression we got in the movie. She's pretty good at like figuring out what's got to be done and acting on her feet. But she is very like head in the clouds. I think I would definitely describe her as like head in the clouds, which I think is cute. I like Machi, and I think she's a protagonist. And I do think she is from Soletta. She's not just like Soletta too. And then the other girl who we actually like barely, I think her name was like Han. Yeah, it's it felt more like I mean, Machu is also a nickname, but it's like, you know, I think her name was. I liked her too, though we like barely saw anything about her. But it is also like, bro, not gonna know a lot that's going on yet. But yeah. Most of the marketing that I saw for Wax was like Machu and the actual Gundam. That's like my main impression was like Machu. Not going into spoilers, I like how the second half of the movie shows the result of the first half. Like, this was the society. Yeah. I was about to get in there where I was not expecting it. This isn't a spoiler because this literally happens at the very beginning. But I was not expecting us to see, like, very directly. This is an alternate universe of Mobile Suit Gundam. Of, like, what if Zeon won? Actually, like, what if Zeon won? which I thought was very interesting. And I'm not going to get into how the world changed because of it and how the story was affected, because that's the second half of the movie. And I thought the way they did that, I agree with you, the way they did that was very interesting. It was showing the results of, because it's not as simple as John wins. Like, so much more stuff happened. That's just like the basic idea of what's going on in the half of the movie. And I was like really not expecting alternate universe Char to just show up. Like, huh? Char? The Red Comet himself? I thought that was very fun. And I do think it was very interesting how they like very directly like how society is different because of what happened in the first half. And it was very interesting. It was very cool. I actually went to go see it with my partner who's never seen Mobile Suit Gundam. I think the only Gundam that he's Iron-Blooded Orphans. But I like Iron-Blooded Orphans. But I thought it was very interesting that perspective as someone like has never, who doesn't really know anything about like the actual lore. Like, huh. And Ano, or the animation director, are super nerds. Yeah, exactly. No, I thought it was really cool how all the callbacks, also even the soundtrack, because the battle theme in the first half, like the animation style between the half and the second half of the movie are two different things. Like the animation changes from the first half to the second because the first half is kind of recapping a little bit of Mobile Suit Gundam, but also it's not. But also it's not. And I thought it was very how they did that. And it was also very interesting to get his feedback on it as someone who like has never really interfaced with. I thought that was oh. And yeah, you could tell it was animated by it's like you could tell it was made by people who love Gundam. Because like Hideaki Anno is someone who loves Gundam. Like a lot. You can even just watching Evangelion, you can a lot of the ad on Evangelion. And I love that Hideaki Anno is just speedrunning his dream projects. He's living his best life. He made an Ultraman movie, now he made a Gundam movie, like he made Godzilla, like he's doing great. And he made Kamen Rider, living his best life. So I don't think Hideaki Anno is as into Kamen Rider. I think he was a big Ultraman guy. Like Ultraman is a thing that he wanted to do. But Kamen Rider was the thing where they're like, yeah, do Kamen Rider. But I do think he wanted to do Kamen Rider. I don't think it like he made that movie against his will. Like he has too much money to like do anything against his will. Yeah. Equax was really good. I really liked the shift in animation, and I was really not expecting the first half to just be straight up just be like, oh, this is Mobile Suit Gundam, but alternate universe Mobile Suit Gundam. And then you fast forward, you time travel to the future, and you see the direct results of what happened. Like, whoa, that's I was totally supposed to. Whatever. I should. That Sentai has not only kept up, but is going through a renaissance. Yeah. I'm glad that. I mean, because it's like people still like it. They're glad they're watching it. Not just like the people who grew up watching Sentai, but also like audiences. Like new kids who are now going to also grow up on Sentai. Pretty sick, and I really think that's neat. I've never really been much of a Sentai kid. Mostly because, as part of my established lore, I was not a Sentai kid, I was a magical girl kid. I was a hardcore magical girls watcher. I've watched like every freaking magical girl show, and I really hope that magical girls get to experience a renaissance like Sentai does. Like, I know magical girls, I mean, they kind of do. Like, Precure does some insane stuff. Like, Precure is still going strong. Precure still does a lot of crazy things and is really good. Oh yeah, Clamp. The entirety of Clamp were my mother's. I was a big Clamp kid. I did like a lot of the Clamp property. I love Cardcaptor. And not just Cardcaptor, I just watched a lot of Magical Girl. Cardcaptor Sakura, like... A runner. The other one. I really hope that magical girls get to... Like, there is a little bit, like, there are some magical girl shows that are, like, kind of coming out. Madoka was something, and I know people that really like gushing over magical girls. I think gushing over magical girls is fun, but it's different from Sentai, and like, how Sentai just keeps going. Because gushing over magical girls is good, and it's fun, but it's meant to, like, that show is specifically for people who grew up with magical girls and are now adults. Like, gushing over magical girls isn't like a show for children. It isn't really like a show for children. And I think it's fun, but it's not like quite the same as like Kamen Rider, where like a kid can watch Kamen Rider, but you can also be an adult who just like likes watching Kamen Rider. And I think that's really cool. But I feel like I struggle, and Magical Girls isn't quite... I mean, it kind of... Like, Precure is definitely still going strong, but it's still kind of rough that Precure has such a chokehold on everything, and literally, like, defines the genre. But also, Precure doesn't really have that, like, that bigger appeal. I mean, it kind of does. Precure does go kind of crazy sometimes. But... I don't know, man. Gushing is meant for adults who are... If they're into that... Yeah. Gushing is meant for adults or freaks, and perhaps have some amount of magical girl nostalgia. But it isn't like, it's not the kind of thing where like do not show that to, not it's not for kids. But yeah, Precure is pretty sick though. I would definitely like tell people to give Precure a chance, because a lot of the animators and a lot of the animators for Precure are also animators for like Sentai. So Precure fights literally look like Sentai fights. Like, it goes crazy. Except instead of like guys in suits, it's like girls with dresses and magic wands, and they're just like beating people up. It's the best. And they're like really well animated too. Precure makes like a boatload of Precure still makes a amount of money, and thus they still dump an amount of money into Precure. Here's fun. There is like, I do kind of miss the like golden age magical girls who just had like a million different magical girl shows. I was like, I like Precure, but like it doesn't replace the fact that we had like Precure and Magical Doremi and Sailor Moon and Mermaid Melody and so many other ones. Sugar Rune, like there's so many magical girl shows. Congratulations on acquiring coffee. So many magical girl shows that like used to be a thing, and they don't really do that anymore. And I think part of it, obviously, like, anime comes from manga. At least most animes come from manga. There just haven't really been a lot of magical girl manga. I think what has to change is that there has to be more magical girl manga published. And I think there are some magical girl manga that are, like, starting to come in. I think There is one called Lumiere Co, which I thought is fun. I started reading that one not too long ago. I am not like caught up with it, not too far into it, but I think it has also been published and started to get published in English. So I think it might be shonen. Remember like what magazine? Yeah, it's published in literally Jump Plus. It's literally published in Jump Plus. It is technically a Magical Girl though. It is technically a Magical Girls manga. But it's high to collapse so the variety can return a little bit, honestly. I too pray for the downfall of isekai, but I do also read a startling amount of like villainous isekai time rewind manga and manhwa. So I really can't say anything, but I do also need isekai to collapse and just replace everything with like Dylan isekai, but also like magical. Let's kill Metaphor Refantasio. Yeah. Let's just kill Atlas while we're at it. I guess technically all the Persona games can kind of be isekai games because you have like another world you have to like and explore. But it is like kind of an isekai game. Yeah, but yeah, let's kill Metaphor. I think we've had enough. I still need to play that game. I want to play Metaphor. I heard it was really good. I have liked most of the Atlas games. I have enjoyed most Atlas games. But Lumiere is I like Lumiere. It is like a shonen. It's literally published in Jump Plus, but it's about magical girl. It's about like a company. It's like, what if magical girls existed in capitalism? Is basically what Lumiere Co is, where it's like you are a magical, but being a magical girl is a career. It's like a corporate career, and it's crazy, but it's good though, and it is technically published magazine. So I don't know how much it can be considered like magical girls because it is a plus, like Alice in Wonderland. Yeah, we gotta go back in time, kill C.S. Lewis, prevent all of this from ever happening, and maybe escape from Sakai if we all go back in time and Lewis before we wrote Alice in Wonderland. Sakai. That's so. What did we do that? I do love my crazy, like, villainous isekais though. So bad. They're so fun. I don't, like, watch them. Mostly just read them. I don't read them and pretend they're good. So, there is one that I started reading that's, like, kind of funky. It's one of those, like, classic, falls into a video game and now has to, like, as the, like, villain character. I am born as the villainess in this game that I played. My god. One of those. But it's kind of funky because they actually, like, do, like, a lot of world thing. And the game is, like, you have to play as a Chinese concubine. As, like, an ancient concubine. And, like, survive your way through, like, court politics. And it's like, oh. And so the main character has to, like, the game a little bit, but she's placed in there as the villainess. Like, as the villain of the game. Well, die, and I don't want to die in... Or, like, I don't want to die in the game which will make me die in real life. Because obviously if you die in the game, you die in real life. A classic staple genre of if you die in the game, you die in life. And so the series is called Concubine Walkthrough. Like, okay, I've seen a walkthrough of this game before. I'm gonna just do a concubine walkthrough. Game is like called Concubine Walkthrough or something, and it's like, yeah. I just thought that was really and cute. And I was like, oh, she's literally doing a walkthrough of being a concubine in enacting Chinese court politics. Hello, Barbatos cool. Barbatos is cool. Right now, we're making sure he has feet. And now we're making sure he has feet. How to be a concubine. Literally, that's what the... I thought the concept was actually very fun and interesting. It's sort of like, hey guys, this is my YouTube walkthrough on how to be a Ming Dynasty concubine. And survive. That you don't just, like, get killed. Because it's kind of like the game, Long Live the Princess, which is another game that's quite good. It's very similar to that, where Long Live, I think it might even be inspired a little bit by that game, because now that I think about it, it's very similar. Long Live the Princess is, I guess it's kind of a visual novel. It's also a little bit like a puzzle, where you have to, like, raise this, you are the princess, and you have to, like, develop your skill, and make all these choices, and it's so easy to die. How historical does it get? It gets pretty historical. It's, like, not based off of a real history. It's not, because it's, like, in universe, it's a video game. So it has, like, the level of fiction that a game would, like, you would expect out of a video game. But it is, like they make some concessions and things, and also, like, the main character, because she's, like, literally in the video game, like, there's game mechanics. And she's gotta, like, do all of that. But it is still very, like, have to live, like someone that's part of, like, an ancient dynastic court. But it's pretty funky. And I quite like it, actually. Even outside of, like, I do enjoy my isekai villainous slop, and I very much recognize that as, like, not really good and not very enriching entertainment. Like, truly, I read it for the sake of reading it, but they're, like, so fun. Like, it's addicting, okay? I have an addiction to villainous isekai webtoons. But this one's, like, actually kind of good. The world building is quite interesting, and I thought it was neat. Whoa! Oh, this is actually kind of cool. I've been reading that, but I do know that most of, like, terrible, high villainous manga and manhwa are not very good. Okay, I don't exactly read falling in love with the villain's dad, like, for fun, like, for high quality literature, you know? Only Murine went in her villainous arc. I hope she did. I really wish Murine up to her potential as, like, guard villainous. But she could have also, I mean, I guess she kind of was a little, like, Anthe. Because of the, you know, the and I also kind of just want to watch Utena again. Utena is just really good. But I'm also trying to get my roommate to watch Mobile Suit. I also just wanted to rewatch Mobile Suit. I have to finish. Which I did watch the first couple episodes. Okay, I'm not that bad. I watched the first couple episodes. I just need to. Which are working. But I love what I thought that one was really. I was having fun. I thought it. And I should really. Personally, I'm like giving myself that, like, I have to at least finish Witch from Mercury or the new Gundam, or a whole new Gundam out. The new redhead Gundam pilot to get attached to. But I thought the movie set up some very things. I don't want to spoil it because I just want people to watch it, and it like just came out. I feel like it's a little too soon for me to immediately spoil. But it's good though. And it does some funky and interesting things about when it comes to like things and Gundam and pilots and mystery at the whereabouts of certain pilots. Like, I think it did a good job of like, the movie felt like there was an arc that happened. I watched an arc happen. I watched something happen, and I saw the consequences of that thing happening. And like, it didn't feel like I was anything when I, but it also just left me with a lot of questions. And I was like, wait. And so I feel like it did a good job of like being a movie that can theoretically like stand on its own, but it is also doing a good job of like for anime that's coming out. What the heck is happening? I like Miriam's action. Second core, which she's quickly observing the problem with Selena as soon as she realizes what's up. No villainous potential there. Yeah, unfortunately, Mirin is like smart and good to like actually be villainous. No, I really liked how Mirin had to handle. I thought she did about like truly as good as you can do in that situation, and trying her best to like respond to like the people around her and taking responsibility. I like Mirin is just like, I love me, and in my heart they are married. Too much of a good person with. I know, right? Can't believe like have like. Why would she should have just been a villain? That would have been like a. I do love my villain. My villain. I love my villainous my villainous Kai and what. They're all good. There's a manga that I've been reading that is a little bit like a villainous, but it's also kind of not. It doesn't involve any tying, but it does involve a lot of the same tropes that villainous manga tends to have, and unfortunately not published in English, so it's like it's fan translated. I've been able to get it, and I like it a lot. And one of the things that I really love about the translator, like truly, like they are, I owe them my life. Their heart, this manga that probably never get in English, not even popular, and so yeah, but I think it's really fun. And what the fan translator does is if a chapter has like a crazy cliffhanger on it, they will wait and translate like multiple chapters and release it in like a 3-chapter batch, like release chapters in like a batch that you don't have to like sit there, because also they're like a person who's and for fun they're like, I don't want you to be I don't want the readers to be like stuck on a cliffhanger and then be at the mercy of, like, my schedule to know what happens next. So if a chapter has like a crazy cliffhanger, I'll just wait until like the next couple chapters come out and I'll just release them in like a batch, that you don't have to like sit there and deal with this big cliffhanger. And I'm like, we're God's gift. Oh my god, speaking of God, Ramadan is starting, which, as always, like this happens to every year. I end up having like an annual Ramadan episode of the stream, because I mentioned like, oh yeah, Ramadan is starting, I will be doing that, and then people start asking stuff about Ramadan and how it works, and I always end up answering them, which I don't mind. I really don't. I think it's neat that people are curious. I don't mind answering, because, and like, there's a lot of things that I like doing to help people understand it more and not just like have perceptions about it. So I feel like I have kind of an annual Ramadan episode. Answer whatever how Ramadan works. So I'll be fasting this week. I have been. And has questions about Ramadan and how it works, just let me know. Honestly, or just like Islam. I'll try my best to answer. I'm not an imam or anything. I'm not an expert. I'm just a guy who had to go to Sunday school as a kid. And still like practices to an extent. I'm not super strict about it. I'm not really super strict about it. But I do still consider myself a practicing Joe. Has the inner frame for his feet. But I will be doing it, and happy to answer any questions I have. And I don't think there's any such thing as like, even if you're watching this as like VOD, as like playback, if you have questions, like I will answer it in the comments. I don't mind. I don't mind at all. I like it. But and as I won't forget, to those of you who also celebrate Ramadan Mubarak. Basically just kind of like happy. Yeah, I think it doesn't really like make a difference my stream. The only difference is that I don't drink water. I won't be during the stream. I think it used to matter more when we were on Twitch and there's literally a redeem to make me drink water. Like a Twitch redeem to drink water. And obviously during Ramadan we disabled it. Not lit. And people would ask. I would answer. We don't have like redeem that now. But I just like I just won't drinking water. Also, oh man, I might talk a little slower, most because I can't. If I talk too fast, my it's dry. If I talk too much or too fast, my but difference to stream. Functionally. But it is something that happens that I experience. Goes in. this has a little point. Some of these little like detail guys, again, I guess it depends on whether or not how front facing it is. Definitely a lot of these metallic bits I like to paint because I don't kind of plastic gold. I'll probably repaint it as like have like metallic paint and just paintbrush it on there. I don't even like really prime it usually. I just like go. I mean, if I wanted to be crazy about it, I could. I probably will prime it now. I want it to look good, but I will probably ultimately brush paint. I will brush paint it, and I don't bust out my airbrush for this. That was the. It does depending on how front. If it's like not a piece actually visible, I probably won't bother. Like some of the inner tubing bits. If they're outward facing, I probably would. For them, like some of these like kind of hard to see. A little bit of. But a lot of these here probably will repaint some of them because I think it'll look. I want those like little tubing bits to stand out because I feel like they actually like in the anime. Those tubing bits are like so they are thusly kind of supposed to be a different color, but obviously have that level right now. Or also maybe times when mostly just so that I don't like strain myself much. Obviously, like in Ramadan, you are supposed to kind of carry on with your life as it usually, like restructure your life around it because that kind of defeats. It's not like I will ever like cancel streams, but perhaps once in a while I may. A little bit. Maybe today, but I don't know. Because I'm just like a G-Quax because I don't want to. I'll definitely talk more about it once actual starts coming out. Cool. And I'm very excited because this kind of was up for me of they're just letting Hideaki Anno like work on a Gundam. Yeah, G-Wax is definitely getting inserted into the Hideaki Anno cinematic universe. Gonna add Gundam to the Anno cinematic universe. I think it's oh wait, no. Oh wait, no, it's this silver. The gold I would definitely repaint, but the silver accent piece actually looks. I like that this isn't because that makes it look more like piping. Like this is meant to be metal pipes that are exposed. Like these are meant to be metal pipes and pins. And it makes more sense that they're like a slightly more matte silver because they are like not going to be super polished. They're literally like components. And I don't think I would repaint the silver, but I would repaint the gold. The matte gold, kind of ugly. I don't like it. So if it is an outward facing piece, probably be. I do love claw hands. I think this, and I need I push. So I bet I also have to make 2. No, oh yeah, right leg frame. Find the right leg. I have it about what kit I'm going to do after this. I have already decided, and it is going to be Mecha Girl. I've started magnetizing, trying to magnetize G Gundam. I think I'm kind of just trying to make his like hands magnetic and swap. Not that it will make that much of a difference, but just to test out like how I want to do it. And then I'll probably start magnetizing some of Mecha Girl. Because these ones are the ones that would benefit from being magnetized, but also the ones that if I fail, will have the most dire consequences. Because I guess if I like mess up placing magnets on like Gundam, it feels easy because it's like a block die anyway. Versus my like my kits, my Mecha Girl kits, if I like cut something wrong, like that's kind of over for me. I've now maimed my daughter. Like, I can't really go back from that. That's why I'm mostly testing on G Gundam. How will it go? Start diving into magnetizing my Mecha Girls. Which, if it goes well, I shall be doing. Obviously, my 30-minute, at least a lot of the 30-minute ones will definitely get some magnet treatment. Because I think it's that way. And maybe I can build up to magnetizing my Sosai Shoujo girl. Oh, it would be it's so scary though. Magnetize her because she's like easily my favorite Musume. She's one of my favorite Musume kits. And I really don't want to damage her. I'm very scared about like whether or not about like messing it up, so I don't want to damage it. But if she can be successfully magnetized, it would make my life a lot easier. Yeah, that goes. But the next kit I'm making will definitely be a. As always, I like to punctuate larger builds with right? I quite literally cut out the wrong of that for that for I literally cut out the wrong. Luckily, it was. I had to identify. I saw someone on Reddit the other day who, like, I've seen other people do this where they, like, cut out all of the pieces at once. And that genuinely terrifies me a little bit. I won't lie to you. That genuinely. People that just, like, cut out all the pieces at once and then put it together. I'm like, girl, how do you. Because I already struggled to keep track of my pieces are like even when they're attached to the runners. I struggle to keep track of all of the runners and like understand where my pieces are. And that's when they're still attached to them. If they're not attached to the runners, like that's it for me. I'm toast. That's terrifying. I do respect the grind though. I think people do that person. I think they're insane. But no. I do respect it though. I do respect people who can do that though. Because I most certainly I can barely keep track of my as it is. They're all still attached. And Godspeed. Just decide to cut out all of the at the same time. Literally insane people. I love that this looks kind of like a rivet. I love the little that look kind of like rivets. I honestly might paint rivets onto them. That might be a good idea to just paint little rivets onto it, like unfinished rivets. Because that's kind of like the vibe of Barbatos, is that they literally like scraped him together. And I think the look of some like unfinished riveting like would really make it. I think it would be nice to have some unfinished on Barbatos, because he doesn't have any. But he really should, if he was like as cobbled together as he's meant to be. Those kids do not bother to like finish, like sand down, like grind down, and paint over all the rivets. He's gonna do that. They got wars to fight. They got battles to win. It'd be nice if I didn't really feel. I guess this is like I feel like I'm talking all the time, and sometimes I just like want. Sometimes I just want to build. Sometimes I just don't. I mean, obviously, kind of obvious. I build stuff faster when I'm not streaming. I have to like pay attention to less things if I'm streaming. When I'm streaming, I have more outside of just. I also do expand. Definitely once the game gets wider release, like stuff that hard game. Like, yeah, I'm just gonna open packs on stream. Is that illegal? I thought gambling was illegal, but on most platforms. But I guess opening packs can't be, right? You're just like, it's card games. I would definitely probably want pack opening or like structure decks and stuff like that. I think that I wouldn't know. Not sure who. But I also like I'm not sure how well it, but I want like but also like kind of be for it and have that be like a whole and like promote and like have people playing in the store. I hope the Gundam card game like catches on like One Piece does. Like I hope it really catches on. I think it will. Gundam is fairly popular. Like every beta event got sold out. Like there's definitely demand for it, and I hope that I quite like it. I think it's fun. I really hope they like I think it would yeah. And I think it'd be really cool to just like run locals and do that and like have an actual community for playing the card. Fun. And most of my interfacing, this is like the first time I've ever felt like wanting to be part of like a larger community for the game. Like up to this point, most either I learn it, I get a card shop, or I really only play it with my friends. I don't really have an interest to play a lot of card games outside of that context of just my friend. But I actually do want there to be a community for the Gundam card. I want to be part of it because I like Gundam. I want to be able to play. And like be part of a community for it and have it be fun. I want it, like this is crucial. It's gotta be fun. Okay? But I do like want to be good at it. Because really any other card game I've played, I've been like turbo casual. I've been very casual. I don't really play any card games competitively, and I don't really have any interest in it. I kind of just mostly, like I said, I really only play with my friends for fun. I don't really have a reason to like build decks that are like super meta and trying to win. But Gundam, I kind of like do want to actually be good at it. Cause game, like I would never like actually go for it. Like I've been to local Magic, I've played I've drafted, but I would never like sign up for an RCQ, you know? But maybe I might be that kind of person. Actually care about. I think this is not fake. I think I messed. Oh wait, no. I'm fine. Totally just. You're fine. Fine. And Well, it's not. That's not the not the important part. Yes, it is still several months out before the card game actually drops. But in the meantime, I want to like genuinely try and coordinate something. I can like actually have a scene for the game at the store I work at that I could play, have fun. Oh, I think I see. I understand. I totally understand exactly how legs work now. That's just like a little bit of a pipe dream, but just something that I've been. I don't like. Like, there's someone at our store who is really into like a semi-niche card game. It's not like niche. It's big enough that it has like a tab on TCG Player, but it's not, you know, it's not quite as ubiquitous as like Magic the Gathering. And they are like the main reason why there is a thriving scene game at our store. And I like want to do that for Gundam. I like want to do that, but so we'll see. We'll see how well it goes. I certainly will try. I certainly will. I don't know how much I can succeed, but I will definitely try if I can like make this happen. Because I care a lot about Gundam too. And I like enjoy it and I have it with. That's what I care about. That way maybe there'll be more people who like build gunpla who are like, I'm sure there are plenty of people like who are playing or like interested in the Gundam card game, not necessarily because they're into like building gunpla, because they like card games and want to try a new one. Or people like really only care about the anime, or people who really only care about model kits but have never watched the anime. Like, who knows? There's so many people out there, so many ways to enjoy Gundam, and I want to know them. I want to know them. I like Gundam, and I like when other people like Gundam. It doesn't really matter to me how people enjoy it, but I would like to be part of it. I have people to talk to. Gundam. So I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try my best. We're gonna see how it goes. If I can like coordinate something and actually actual seed. Because it's kind of like there used to be a bigger scene for playing One Piece at our store, but a bunch of, I guess, drama happened in the One Piece kingdom, and have anyone who plays One Piece like a little sad. We're really into One Piece that kind of just like, well, like that's it. I'm sure there's like other places that people still play One Piece, because One Piece is still a popular card game, but it's just not at our store. They're playing in other places, and I wish that we could, like, that won't happen to us. Try my best so that there actually is a community of people. this makes it looks like this goes in here and not the circular hole, which is very. Like Gundam, I don't know if anyone, because we will definitely be carrying the Gundam card, and I will definitely like run events for it. If there's people who show up to play, I will like try and make sure we're running events for it. I want to have like him, and we'll talk about it with me. I really do think that I'm doing this. I think. Okay, right? Wait, the circular thing doesn't go in this. God, wait, I actually think it doesn't. Now it fits even less. Yeah, I guess the circular thing doesn't go in this. Otherwise, it doesn't fit. No, I think the circular polycap. I think that's probably for a cap. That actually probably where the I'm also still in the process of much more. One of my roommates suggested like something to all watch together. And I'm like, that's a great idea. I think that's something. I'm like, what's a Gundam? What's a Gundam? Ooh, gross. Old anime. And I'm like, you have to trust me. Have to trust me, okay? I know it looks gross, stinky anime. Have to. Somehow. Oh, that's. Oh, it's pissed. This thing. That doesn't. So hard. That's not like a hole. I don't. But I really. Diagram. Like I'm supposed to. I'm not actually supposed to. Diagrams. Like I said before, one of my few gripes with this model kit that the diagrams, they're not my. This guy up here. Guy. Unless it isn't. Yet. Loves to come apart. Maybe something I figure out off camera. Why it's doing? I keeps just deciding to break off. Not wrong, but I really don't think so. Because the only point of fact is this little peg that's like very is not doing an amazing job of holding it together. I think that's like like should I? It is wrong. I've glued it now into the wrong place. That happens. That. I think my note is okay. Yeah. I don't want to do that. I don't want to glue this in the wrong spot. Also, this whole thing. I may have messed up. I think this thing and orientation of this thing already kind of. I felt like it might have been wrong a little bit. Maybe a thing to fix on the stream. Figure out what's going wrong there. Very much a pain. Okay. It is 12:50. I may cut things just a few minutes short because I would rather figure this out off stream. There isn't really anything I can't like move on. You know? I can't like move on to the next step until I do this. Really like the leg. No? Not really any. So I decide to end a few minutes early. Hopefully next week I will return and have this whole leg fix thing sorted out so that I can move on to the next leg in timely. And I'm not just going to avoid. That is what I shall do. I think that's what I'm gonna do. And that way I can go grocery shopping Anyhow, I think that's a good place to fit. I hope all have a wonderful rest of your day. As always, thank you to everyone for tuning in. We'll bring back Barbatos, how much of we have of him so far. Thank you to everyone who tuned in. As always, if you had a good time, if you're not subscribed, please do. And if you want to support us, like and comment. Something. Anything. Ask me questions. Questions about being Muslim. Who cares? Go for it. Or about TCG, Gundam TCG, or model kits. Who knows? Anyhow, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. I shall see you all next week. Bye-bye!